Stanbic, IBTC.
We're on.
All right.
Welcome again for Business Express. It's a Thursday, the 26th day in the month of May 2022. Today we're looking at the capital market, all right? And of course, in the past few days, it's been, bearish run, not so good, some people have said. And the equity capitalization of the Nigerian stock market yesterday closed at 28.35 trillion naira. And it looks like good news for Nigerians and brokers, really. That's what we'll be talking about on the show this morning. Holding it down since Monday, and he's done quite an amazing job, quite phenomenal, quite fantastic at it. I'm so excited. I have Onome joining us again. Onome, good morning to you.
Good morning, Victor. Good morning, the rest of the world and Lagos.
Thank you very much, Onome, for holding things down while Roches is off in Ghana at the AFDB annual general meeting. Also joining us this morning is the equity trader Stanbic IBTC stockbrokers, Bimbo Moronkola. Good morning, Bimbo. Can you hear us? Okay, I see that Bimbo joins us. Bimbo, good morning. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Bimbo, for joining us. Let's get straight into the conversation. But hey, before we delve right into discussing the capital markets, would like for you to be part of the show simply by sending in your messages to 0809 4440981. That's on WhatsApp. Send in your WhatsApp messages to 0809 4440981. We're streaming live on YouTube. It's Smooth 981 FM Lagos. Let's begin with you, Onome. The Nigerian Stock Exchange appreciated yesterday, and that appreciation is being attributed to a 9.39% climb in the stock rise of Airtel Africa. How promising are the telco stocks on the exchange?
Okay, so it's been a good year for them. Last year was a good year for them, and so far this year, it's looking really good. We're seeing growth in telco space, and the more exciting part for me in that growth is we're seeing growth in data, right? And this is across industries, at least for the numbers we see for Airtel Africa, indirectly Airtel Nigeria as well as MTN Nigeria. There's been growth, and the interesting thing is for some of the firms, they were expecting some of that growth we saw in data consumption and usage, that bump or that rise we saw during the pandemic to continue. And I think that's a great thing for them. So it's one of the few bright spots in the Nigerian economy and should continue to do so in the foreseeable future.
Now, it's been said that stocks which are dually listed on the Nigerian Stock Exchange and the London Stock Exchange are being used by foreign investors to exit Nigeria. I don't know how true that is, but Airtel Africa and Seplat, that's in the oil and gas sector, come to mind. How does this work, Bimbo?
Okay, thank you. Being listed on two different exchanges, we see the likes of, for example, Seplat, which is listed on the London Stock Exchange. It is possible for an investor to buy Seplat in Nigeria and then transfer as in the stock through a process called their issuance to the London Stock Exchange. And when that is done, you'll be able to sell your shares on London Stock Exchange and take out your funds. So that's basically how it plays out.
So it's not like, they are gradually exiting the Nigerian stock market for the other one.
Okay, so we've seen exit from the foreign portfolio investors and in the past few years taking out funds from Nigeria, especially from during the COVID period. We saw some selling, as in aggressive selling interest from them. And so due to the thin liquidity in that FX in Nigeria, they have not been able to, when they realized they were not able to promptly take out their funds, that was, so this dual listed stock became an avenue to take out funds, yes.
All right, there was a research done by Naira Metrics. I don't know if you saw that, where they said the Naira had depreciated by 61%, right, on the official market. and about 70% on the parallel markets since the CBN governor took office in 2014. After I went through that particular report, I want to ask, is the FX liquidity the main issue, facing foreign portfolio investors in Nigeria?
I would say it's one of the issues. Like I said earlier on, after the sell-off of their shares, as in exiting their portfolios, due to thin liquidity in FX, most of them have not been able to promptly take out their funds. Although we see some of them buying forwards, which is an outlet made available by the CBN to to be able to get FX to take out their funds. However, like I said, the thin liquidity in FX has actually been one of the issues raised by the foreign portfolio investors. So if they cannot easily take out funds, they have been a bit reluctant bringing in new cash into the system to invest.
Onome, I come to you now for this one. Is it fair to lay all of this at the feet of the CBN governor? Isn't the fiscal side supposed to boost exports, bring in more dollar into the country so we have less of what we're experiencing at the moment?
I think it's more of a systemic issue, and the core problem is we're still largely dependent on crude oil as the source of FX revenue. And it's a chicken and egg situation, because to develop the other sectors of the economy, you're going to have to use that same crude oil revenue to do so. That's what every major exporter of crude oil is doing, whether it's Saudi Arabia, whether it's UAE. You basically take crude oil income and use it to boost other areas that ultimately generate foreign exchange.
But it's not the same here.
Yeah, I mean, here it's been a mixed story, but you also have systemic issues. I mean, you had
so permit me to quote the CBN governor. Sorry to come in, Onome. The CBN governor recently was quoted as saying oil theft in the Niger Delta is exacerbating the unavailability of foreign exchange. What do you make of that statement?
That's true, because we've been unable to meet OPEC quotas. We've consistently fallen short of it. And, so that simply means that we're earning less foreign exchange. But I also think that we could still do a bit of adjustment when it comes to the rate itself. Prior to now, we used to have a lot of foreign portfolio investments coming, because there was exchange rates, liquidity, and the rate itself were friendly. But in the last couple of years, that has been a bit sticky. So I think maybe addressing that rate issue, what should be the real true exchange rate, or the more realistic one, would also help with doing that as well. So part of the problem is oil. Part of the problem, I guess, is also where the rates are.
All right, Bimbo, let me come to you now. The issue of oil theft has been on for too long, far too long. In fact, there were speculations, permutations that we lose as much as 80% of our crude to oil theft. And what can be done to reduce this oil theft in the Niger Delta, really?
I feel that engaging the stakeholders, the relevant stakeholders, and trying to involve the host community in protection of the pipelines will actually help, although it might take a long time, and they'll need to understand the benefits of, the beneficial gains of actually protecting those pipelines. Also, they need to, I learned that there was this piracy law that was put in place in last year, and it has resulted to about 10, sanctioning and of about 10 pirates, as in pirate 10 pirate cases in Nigeria. So enforcement of law, engagement of the host communities, then probably trying to understand and probably imbibe whatever it is the Saudi Arabian monitoring pipeline guideline is. We can actually include that in our processes, and all, like I said, also identifying the financial, because I like that it is actually not just the small criminal gangs that are involved in this all theft, that some syndicates, they need to identify those that are the financials of all those oil bunkering and the oil pipeline vandalism. So all those in place will, I guess, in the long term help put a stop to this oil theft. But seriously, it's an issue we need to resolve fast, as in both coming up with short-term measures, mid-term and long-term to totally eradicate it. Yes, based on the amount we've lost to oil theft in Nigeria.
Let's go back a bit and talk about the stock exchange, right? Since Monday, we've seen a bearish run there. And in fact, yesterday, the market had 41 losers compared to about 11 gainers. Were it not for the Airtel appreciation, it just seemed like it would close again on a negative note yesterday. Would we have seen a negative close apart from what, the Airtel appreciation, Bimbo?
So please, can you repeat your question?
Okay, so I'm saying that we saw 41 losers yesterday compared to 11 gainers. Were it not for the Airtel appreciation, would we have seen a negative close of market yesterday?
Yes, all thanks to Airtel yesterday. And it's just due to profit taking on the back of the recent rally we saw in the market, and especially in the consumer sector, we've seen the likes of Okomo cross the 200 naira level. Guinness was trading out. Guinness also touched the high of 110, 113 levels. So the recent rally actually brought about the slight profit taking we've seen in the market, and even MTN getting to an high of 270 levels. So I guess investors just saw it and are new to take as a bank their profit immediately and probably come into the market at lower levels to invest in it again. So yes, if not for Airtel, and which was as a result of demand from the foreign investors trying to take out funds, the market would have closed in a positive region yesterday. And we still expect, looking at where the market closed, the offers in the market, we still expect that profit taking to continue in the market today.
All right. I'll still ask this to you, Bimbo, before we get to talk to Onome again. Are there still winners on the exchange to be picked despite this recent bearish activity over the past couple of days? Are there still, some winners? Are we hopeful for some winners? Yes.
Yes, I'm looking at the current level, especially in the banking sector, which did not really participate in the rally. The recent rally, it was muted for them during the rally period. Yes, the banking name seems quite low and attractive, and that's their current price levels. So seeing the likes of GTB at 22 levels, and even Zenith at 23 levels. Yes, it's the banking sector is one of those sectors that we can actually look in to actually take advantage of the current low price levels.
We're in the pre-election year, Onome, right? And in fact, this weekend, the political parties would have their primaries, the major political parties. After that, we're getting straight into campaigns, more like it. Do you think that the stocks will fare really okay even as we get towards our election year 2023?
I think so far this year, the expectation of most people was we're going to have a slightly more turbulent year in terms of price direction, and so the stocks generally have done quite well. I think ultimately we should probably close the year on a fairly positive note, at least probably better than what we did last year. I think next year is what really matters is if we have peaceful elections, which I believe we should, then things should turn out well and we should be able to maintain some of the gains we've had. If it becomes otherwise, then that's when you're going to see pressure on the market. But so far so good, and I think fingers crossed we'll be able to maintain these gains.
Okay, so we'll just take some of the messages on WhatsApp real quickly, and then we just wrap up the conversation. But Austin was talking about a video he saw on social media, a video of 5,000 Naira note and 2,000 Naira note. Any information on that?
No.
No.
Oh, okay. So Austin, there you have it. I'm not sure that's going to be, in circulation anytime soon. But I must thank you very much for being a part of the show, Bimbola. Thank you very much for joining us this morning.
Thank you too for having me on the show this morning. Thank you.
And thank you, Onome, for holding things down. Thank you, and thank you again. We really appreciate
Thank
it.
you for having me.
All right. Well, the show comes back again tomorrow for our Tech Friday edition right here on Smooth 98.1. Be part of it tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. My name is Victor Pepple. Let's get you some very, very beautiful music. And at 7:30, we'll bring you Freshly Pressed. Good morning. Beyond the headlines. Thank
Bye,
you.
Victor.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Bye.